Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really looking forward to our conversation. So to kick things off, what are the biggest lessons that we learned from 2022 and 2023? What have you done as crypto exchanges to change your strategies, your approach, following the turmoil experienced by the industry in those years? Noah, can we start off with you?
Sure. So, look, there's an old saying, generals fight the last war, and regulators fight the last scandal or the last issue. When I was in traditional finance, I'm going to date myself now, but going back to sort of 2012, 2013, HSBC had a well-known scandal issue with some money laundering Mexican drug cartels. Post that, the regulators clamped down on everyone. Regardless of how good your program was, they wanted to make sure something like that never happened. Crypto, we're seeing the same playbook. We've had some issues, obviously FTX being the biggest. Regulators worldwide are trying to make sure that that doesn't happen to any other exchange. And so we're working to try and assure them that that's not going to be the case.
Sure. Sonia?
Yeah, 2022, I mean, everyone probably know that we had a Lehman moment of crypto industry, that collapse of FTX. That's definitely smashed a lot of confidence for the industry, especially for centralized exchange. Everyone sitting here that will understand that. But I think, in a way, it also reminds us the industry when we need to grow bigger and more mainstream. There are quite a lot of challenges we've got to go through: systematic risk, unsystematic risk. So from there, I think a centralized exchange, we definitely put a lot more cautious, work with compliance, and then self-regulated control, proof of reserve. So a lot of precautions came out of that. So in a way, it was a lesson for all of us. And then 2023, we made a recovery with better condition of the market and everything. So I think we're heading to a good direction at this stage.
To me, I think over the past few years, actually the landscape of crypto exchange as well as crypto overall industry has changed a lot. Like in the past, I believe the peak time is over 1,000 crypto exchange all over the world. Now the number is 200. However, like when the bull market come back, the number is increasing every day. So one takeaway from me is that what really can make the project or like company like ours stand out is like our really focus on user experience, user-centric. We put users' benefit ahead of like many things else. Then like people will know that who really put heart into the product. So that is one key takeaway and also it is our like for BingX, it is our vision and mission to provide user-friendly, accessible things to the industry. And this is not just a word or a sentence. It's really put on all the things we do. We focus on providing rewarding, less daunting experience. So that's how we excel, how we still here, survive, and stay relevant. Yeah, this is like my key takeaways.
Yes, I think my takeaway is exchange business actually is a long-term business. Most of the blockchain project life cycle is probably a year and a year or two. We can see lots of the projects has been delisted from major exchange, after 2 years if there is no development. But for crypto exchange, I think the life cycle you can see for most outstanding exchange here is around even 10 years, 20 years, right? 50 years. So that's why I believe we need to think of long term. So for lots of the projects, when they grow, they use too much of the leverage, and they just like community sometimes also just want bumping, right? But instead of like bumping side, we need to think of long-term growth, which we need to focus on, I think, several things. First of all, to the community is transparency. I think we have done good in the last like 2 years as an industry of proof of funds. Right now, all the major of crypto exchange has Mercury Tree proof of funds. But I think this is not enough. So I think right now HTX is also seeking to be audited by one of the major auditing firm, which I think auditing report is very important for the industry and for the institution investor. If they want to get on board, they want auditor report, right? And the second thing, of course, is security. Right now, the hackers is just getting more and more sophisticated and professional. So every crypto exchange has been hacked, basically in the past 10 years, which put this also into a very important issue we need to address on. I think there's two problems. First of all, we need to make sure the exchange get hacked as less as possible, right? 10 years a time, or even never happen. Second, we need to make sure even the exchange get hacked, the loss is controllable, right? It's just like Coinbase has this kind of the insurance for exchange like hot wallet, right? Even Coinbase, for example, lose all the money in the hot wallet overnight, it's gonna be recovered by insurance. For example, Binance also have this kind of the user insurance fund, right? So HTX also built a user insurance fund. Make sure last time HTX also got hacked for $30 million, and we can repay the customer immediately on that. So I think these two is very important if we want to run the exchange in the long term to guarantee we have the bull market rally.
Yeah, I was going to ask about security. You know, we did see HTX experience a hack as well as CoinW last year. So going off of that, what are some specific steps that exchanges can take to improve security now that there's growing interest, there's growing hacks within crypto? So I don't know who wants to take it off. Justin, do you want to?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So first of all, I think I don't want to get into too detail about security questions. It's going to be very tech oriented, but I can mention some of them. I think the overall principle is very simple, right? First of all, you need to prevent yourself getting hacked in the first place. I don't know if everyone is very active on crypto Twitter. You can see actually hacker is very active. I can see basically at least twice per week, some project got hacked or some exchange got hacked. It's not a news anymore, right? So that's why I think first of all you need to prevent the exchange from getting hacked. There's lots of ways to do that. You need to limit the access of the employee can get access to the internal network. You need to have this kind of the attack detection. So make sure you find the hack the first time when they come into your come into your internal network. And also, of course, the wallet management is super important. And besides that, I think also you need to manage the size of the hot wallet, manage the size of the loss if it can come to the exchange. So basically, I think one of the security experts told me, it's basically face the fear, right? Everyone is talking about getting hacked is super big issue, right? If you're getting hacked, it's gonna be a very big news, right? But we need to, as a exchange platform, you're gonna running for 20 years, 30 years. So you need to first of all face the fear and also plan for the worst, right? Even you lost your money, you will have customer insurance fund, you will have insurance company pay for that. So you have different layer of the protection here. So I think that's the best way to make the customer also comfortable to trading on the platform.
Yeah, so if I allow. So I totally agree. I mean, IX Exchange and CoinW, we have been around for the last 7 years. It's not the first time we've gone through bull and bear markets. So, and then of course, constantly getting hacked is one the daily issue that we have to deal with. I mean, that goes to the very, very key question for users. How can you trust a centralized exchange and make sure that your funds are secure with us? So, I mean, technically, like Justin mentioned, how to manage the funds and then combination of like hot wallet, warm wallet, and cold wallet. So that's quite technical. And then also there's some sort of risk comes with when we say systematic risk, like the market blocks black swan condition happens, and how you make sure that the funds are safe and then you're not really exposed to those sort of risks. So that's the sort of lesson we learned from, of course, FTX as well. Like, do not touch your users' funds and do not invest with your users' funds with leverage. So that's all the protocols that we do have to manage internally to manage users' funds. And then within QuantW, we also try to explore some sort of methods. I think a lot of other big exchanges also try to explore is how to actually separate transaction and funds. If we can just park the funds on-chain and make sure they are safe instead of one centralized wallet, and transaction-wise, it's all off-chain. And then that just separate the risk of centralized funds all put together. So we are definitely trying, I mean, our tech team and security team trying very hard every day to stay away from any sort of risk and then to make sure that the funds are safe. So that's my part.
Yeah, I want to add a point on that. I agree with Justin and Sunny, what Sonia said, like to segregate users' funds into different wallets and to educate our user, like how can they prevent themselves from being hacked. One thing I think BingX take one step further, maybe I think many of us also looking into that space, but like BingX really making investment in those technologies that can help us smartly detect the suspicious activities on our platform, because sometimes users' account got hacked. They will conduct a lot of like very suspicious, frequent transferring, etc. And we deploy artificial intelligence technology to detect those activities in advance before they make really substantial or material loss to users' account. And I think one thing about the security is that it's actually, like in my opinion, I think that challenge also brings opportunities for like CeFi stacks, because we really put a lot of resource and investment and like people into building a strong system that can protect our customer. So it's naturally like let us become a gateway towards the like DeFi world, right? When people connect to a CeFi exchange, and we connect them to the DeFi world. And we will use all our technologies to solve all those jargons, to save all those hassles for our user to really connect their wallet to the DeFi world, which is like a jungle for them. So this is, I think, bringing more opportunity for like stacks.
The only things I would add, great points here, just echoing on what Justin said, complacency and avoiding that. We're never fully secure. The hackers are always innovating, and we need to stay up to date and sort of think ahead of them. User education, but not just user education, actually employee education as well. Those are some vulnerabilities that we need to ensure against. And then the last thing I'd say is it's really important to continue to information share across the industry. Obviously, we're competitors with other exchanges, but if another exchange has a hack, it really does nobody any good. It's not good for the industry at all. And so we information share both formally and informally, not just with law enforcement, but with other exchanges to make sure that we're all aware of vulnerabilities that we're seeing.
Now, things are really picking up in the crypto industry. There's the meme coin frenzy. We've seen anonymous founders raise huge amounts of money. Are there any things from the last bull market that you think should be left behind in this oncoming one? Noah, do you want to start off?
Look, I think if it's too good to be true, it probably is. I like the way Justin articulated it. We have to think long term. Is there utility in the projects? I have no problem with meme coins. They're fun. I have some myself. But you have to sort of be realistic about what they are. And I just think, we talk about security, meme coins. If the industry wants to continue to impress upon sort of the non-believers that we're a legitimate asset class with a real future, it's important to sort of articulate what the meme coins are and leave, look, they can be fun, but there are projects with real utility, and sometimes I feel like the meme coin craze and some of the excesses of the past bull run undermined the sort of really fantastic work and innovation that's being done in the space. I really do think there's room for both, and I know there's a sort of philosophy that some exchanges have. Do we list some of these projects? Do we not list? We typically take the view, obviously we want users to be informed and to be transparent, but not necessarily picking winners or losers about the actual utility of the project.
Okay, I will jump in that. Okay, I will share some of my personal experience when I'm using that Web3 project. Because I'm taking care of the product, so I will be from a really product person perspective. It's like in last bull run, I'm a really game fan. I play a lot of games. And I feel in the last bull run, people like projects, not only game, but also like many other sectors, people are really rush into the market and monetize like whatever concept with the combination of crypto blockchain technology, right? So they found, okay, they can make a quick, very fast, quick money. But actually, think about it, did it really like create value for this industry? Take GameFi as example. I think GameFi is still a very hot topic and very useful, very important use case for blockchain or cryptocurrency. But in last bull run, actually, most of the like visual graphic quality are pixel. I don't think pixel is a problem, but the thing is the majority of the game are pixel. That's a problem. But this time, I think things are quite different. Like, because like so many projects disappear in this market, nowadays we still see a resilient bunch of developers stay in this industry. They really improve the quality of the game, and they really improve the mechanism that they use to design their token economy, right? So in this bull market, I really have more confidence in those projects who still survive and who use some of the like Web2, very famous Web2 game team. They come to Web3 area to design the game, use very good graphic technology, and even there was a game I follow. They even use the like photorealistic technologies that is way above the average quality in this market. So I see a lot of those new projects coming out. They already left those like bad, not so good things behind. They try to improve themselves to live up to the hype around them. So that's an amazing improvement in this market. And for example, for Binance, we also have a research team out there to talk to those good projects. And once we spot the potential, we'll just, okay, come to list with us. And Binance is really making the product features that necessary to provide a more more accessible environment for them. For example, we even devise some price protection feature on the staking product for the new listed tokens on our platform. That is, the platform will compensate for the price loss, the loss due to the price fluctuation. In this way, we want to create a very rewarding experience, and at the same time, we want to showcase our strong confidence and our strong commitment to support those good projects.
Yes, I love meme coin. I trade lots of meme coin actually, and also I believe like meme coin is like one of the reason differentiate like crypto industry with traditional finance. And we see if you want to be a very successful meme coin, there is lots of law you need to bind to, right? First of all, fire launch, and also you need to spend most of the money you raise from the meme coin to build a good liquidity pool, and also you need to have like a operation and a culture tied to the crypto industry, and you need to create different of the meme campaign and lots of the culture vibe in the crypto industry. So, so that's my general understanding of meme coin. But of course, I think besides that, still we need to focus on infrastructure support, right? So to build a good crypto product, because that's like how we can onboard the 8 billion people on Earth into crypto in the first place. On this type of the things, I believe like stablecoin payment, stablecoin network is very important. We see USDT on Tron has been like widely adopted like globally as infrastructure for everybody can use, and we see all exchange apps has been developed, become like a fiat on-ramp for every investor to get access to meme token in the first place. So I think for on my end, I think I will be a participant in the meme vibes and try to build the best infrastructure for it, and hope everybody can enjoy trading on meme coin.
Yeah, so I mean, if we talk about the lessons from last bull run, I mean, personally, I would say in the crypto industry, we need to be positive. We are very positive, but don't be overconfident. The thing is, imagine the last bull run, everyone was so happy, 2021, we had massive growth in the market and the liquidity growth, everything, but suddenly a lot of black swan hit, but that was also caused by overconfidence, overinvestment, over-leverage, misuse of funds and all that. So definitely in this bull run, we try to avoid that because that put us backwards at least a few years of the whole industry. And then even like, I know now we're in the beginning of bull run, hopefully, like everyone very positive, like we need to be positive. Look at the event today that show up people from all over the world. The crypto industry is booming, feel like the whole positivity coming back again. But if we look at the industry itself, the scale is rather still small. It's only 2.4 trillion market size now. Even not as big as Apple. Apple's 2.7 market cap. And then in terms of user, we probably have about 500 million users globally for crypto. There are more than 1.3 billion iPhone users globally. So as an industry, we're still early stage. There are quite a lot of things that we really need to have to grow to make it mainstream, to make it bigger size. And confidence is one of the most important things. And if we don't really create the environment to really bring more people from outside crypto space coming into the crypto space, the market is not going to grow, the technology funded not going to grow, and the infrastructure not going to grow. So I think in this bull run, we definitely want to onboard more people to the industry, grow the industry to a bigger size, and as the participant of the industry, I mean, we all are in here. We want to make sure that we're not doing anything wrong that scare people away and then put us back a few years backwards again. So I mean, that would be my intake on this.
Yeah, my next question, I wanted to ask about what geographic markets you guys are most excited about. And Vivian, I want to start with you because I understand BingX has made some progress in moving into different markets abroad.
Okay, this is an interesting story. Actually, BingX, many people may be unfamiliar with BingX. Actually, we exist in this industry for already 6 years. This year is our 6th anniversary. But in the past, we put on all our resources in product development, and we think, okay, we need to fine-tune everything to make maybe the top user experience, the interface and everything, the infrastructure as well. Then, okay, come to a point that, okay, we say, okay, it's time for us to go out. But actually, in the past, now we have over 10 million users on our platform. That's quite not small. But where does user come from? Because word of mouth. That's very interesting. So we think, okay, maybe it's time for us to really push our product, push our vision and mission outside to let more people to know us. That's why we have our global expansion plan since early this year. We partner with Chelsea Football Club, and we partner with 2 of very fantastic Korean UFC fighters to build our global branding. So in terms of the target market, we stay in Asia, and then like Turkey, CIS, they are all like a good market for us. But I think the market is so big, and every exchange has their own strengths. So even we target the same group of people, actually we're providing slightly different things. So like, I think as long as we are stand for the best interest of our user, actually like everyone can like benefit from the bull market, from the global expansion. Yeah.
And Sonia, I know you've been in Dubai for years now. You know, I would love to hear your answer on this and how you're also thinking about growing in Dubai.
Yeah, I mean, we moved here 3 years ago. So, I mean, compared to a lot of people here, probably quite earlier in the Web3 space. I mean, I think everyone understands why. Like, it's Dubai at the moment, I think, being one of the most desired place to be, you know, with the Web3 industry. So we are working closely with the regulators here. We are getting our final stage with the VARA license. So Dubai is going to be our headquarters, but our predominant market at this stage still in Asia Pacific region. Just like Vivian mentioned, like, you know, it's such a huge market. Everyone, even like all of here, like we got all the industry very well respected exchange with us, and then they also have much bigger market coverage than us. But looking at the growth of the crypto industry, like I just mentioned, 500 million people is not, we're so far away from mass adoption. So maybe just in the next 1 or 2 years, there's like probably another 500 million come on board. And then where are they going to go first? Centralized exchange first. Like no Web2 people are going to jump on DEX first. So centralized, like Vivian mentioned, is the gateway for, you know, ordinary people to come on board. So as you know, CoinW's strategy is we're going to headquarter in Dubai and fully compliant and regulated in Dubai, and focus on where the mass adoption is, mostly from the debanked area, like emerging markets, Latino American markets, like Turkish market, African market. And those markets, they need simplicity, they need education, they need support. So that's mostly what we're going to focus on, you know, more education, more simplicity, user-friendly, and make sure they not feel so daunting when it comes to crypto and investment and all that. So I'm really looking forward. I think it's going to be a fantastic year or two for all of us, for the people in the industry.
Now, I know we've already touched on this a little bit, but you know, regulatory strife in the crypto industry is a huge topic of interest. How are you guys changing your strategies regarding regulation now that the crypto market is coming back? And Noah, I'd love to start with you and hear what progress has been made with Binance's monitorship.
Sure. So, look, it's thrilling to be sort of market leader, but it also comes with a cost, which is that we're sort of the first stop for most regulators in terms of sort of discussion, exploration, enforcement, et cetera. So there's a fair amount of education that we need to do with the regulators. We've got 18 licenses. I talk to regulators all over the world. The key to sort of great regulation, in my view, is just step one is being open to collaboration. Certainly don't agree with what every regulator and every regulation says, but just being open to having a dialogue as opposed to sort of coming at it in a sort of overly adversarial way is key for us. Obviously, we just announced our full VARA license yesterday, which is super, super exciting. In terms of the US, I think most people know, we settled with 4 agencies in November of last year. As part of those settlements, we agreed to have a monitor for a period of years, 5 years. Look, to be honest, I mean, nobody wants a monitor. It's intrusive, but we view it as a challenge, but also as an opportunity. I mean, I talk to clients, regulators around the world. I mean, in a certain sense, there's no safer place to be right now than Binance, because we literally have a US imposed and authorized referee, as it were, sitting with us, ensuring that our practices, well, ensuring 2 things. 1, ensuring that we are abiding by the terms of the settlement, and 2, providing a sort of advice and consultation going forward. So again, not thrilled to have it, but viewing it as an opportunity to continue to sort of enhance the programs and procedures we have.
Yeah, anything else on the regulatory side? Vivian?
For BingX, we're closely following the regulatory framework worldwide. and especially in the region that we have our business operations. And specifically in UAE, actually, we are quite proactive to reach out to VERA and the FSRA to discuss the regulatory implementation of our business here. Yeah, so the effort is ongoing, and if like any progress, we'll post it on our announcement. But I really like to work with the regulator here, because like VERA, they have very specific and clear like details, regulatory details. That is super important for business runner here, because we know what we should apply to and what we like take step by step, how we get there. That's super clear. This is I think UAE region, Dubai especially, set a very good example for like other regulators to follow suit.
Yes, so for HTX, I think our principle is always getting as much as license as you can, right? That's like the overall goal. But if you go to the detail, I think several things is very important. First of all, you need to see the license application and the whole approval process as a long-term partnership, right? So because as long as we are applying for the license, I think this is a big commitment from our side, is also from regulator side, right? So we want this kind of the partnership and the license to be a very good example to set not only for industry, but also set for our internal practice. So we get a license from BVI for the future. So we are the first exchange and the only one right now in BVI has the crypto futures license. And also we apply in Lucencia. We have license in Dubai. We are on initial approval. So that's why I think on Hong Kong, we are also on the application list. So that's why I think we treat its every application very seriously, and we need to make sure when we operate like globally, because we still have a global website, it won't have like any conflict with the license we are applying. So that's why I think this is also a little bit tricky here, right? How you balance the local license application and also operate like globally. I think that's the second question. And the third question, always be aware, license application is always very expensive. For example, Hong Kong, we spend like at least a few $1 million to even prepare for the application. So you need to balance how much application you apply, and also at the same time, you can maintain those operations as well. So that's why even for HTX, we are not like holding 10 exchange license, but we will make sure all the application we file and all the license we get, we will operate in a quite long time.
Yeah, one thing I've been talking to people about is that there's this sentiment that crypto exchanges lack positive representation following what happened with SBF and CZ. How do you guys think that you can step up to maybe fill this void and provide, I guess, a better leadership, a better figurehead for the industry?
I can start. I think if you talk about like a figurehead, DEX is even more worse than us, because on DEX you can't even find any people. So, I mean, that's the reason I think centralized exchange is so important in this ecosystem, not just for individual investors, also institutional investors. When it comes to institutional, they need to find who's representing the business, who is accountable if anything bad happens. So it's definitely any business, I mean, has to be accountable. So having a positive leadership in this industry is so important. I think that in the last, coming from the traditional financial service industry, and then why, someone needs to know like who is the capable CEO of the company or a bank or a fund that you're putting your money with. So it's a similar concept. I think just like you mentioned the regulation, that's part of it. The regulators will require part of it being the regulator. You need to have a capable, trustworthy, and qualified team, management team on board to be able to consider it even, as a licensed entity. So that's part of the progress, I think, in this bull run, that both the regulation side and then the company, like us, we work together to make sure that we work with regulators and make sure we have qualified personnel in the team. And then as a leader of the business, like I mentioned, we are positive, but we do not be overconfident. We always be cautious of risk. And no matter how positive this market is, we always look out for risk. And then, like I said, we want to bring more people to the industry. We don't want to scare them away.
Yeah. I think that's right. And I think, look, there's a playbook for this. Certainly in traditional finance, post-crisis, the banks had a lot of sort of rehabilitating of their image to do. Certainly we've had our issues in crypto. And so it's a combination of things. It's additional transparency, additional governance. We've announced an independent board. We've got 3 independent members. And as an industry, I do think we have to slightly pivot while we rebuild this trust. And sort of the way we articulate it is thinking not just as an industry what we can do, but what we should do, and sort of putting the brakes on ourselves a bit. Obviously, we still want to innovate and move quickly, and I think those things sometimes are in tension, but we have to realize sort of the situation we're in, which is trust needs to be rebuilt with regulators, and we'll do it and continue to move forward.
And Justin, I did want to hear from you on this question because I saw someone walking around yesterday with your face all over their sweatshirt and sweatpants.
Yes.
So I wanted to hear your take.
Yes, sure. So first of all, I think we need to represent ourselves to the regulators and to the community. We are here forever, right? So if you are here forever, you won't have like this kind of the thoughts. We gotta get all the money and then run to Mars. Right?
Take off.
Exactly. So I think this is very important. And also at the same time, I think Binance also set a very good industry example for us. I think especially like talking to the regulators to get everything resolved. On my end, I think HTX used to have like $60 billion user assets, which is also a very big amount. And at that time, when we return the funds to the customer, because like regulator asked us to, we return like in half a year for all the assets without like any complaint from the customer. So which I think this is also very important. Just as we said before, sometimes people might think like crypto exchange will doing whatever they can to grow the market share without like anything like regulator ask, they will ignore it and grow the market share first. But I think right now when we do all the regulation like talk and also license application, we will indicate we care more about long-term growth rather than like overnight we can how much revenue we can get from this specific like license or region. We want to set a golden standard, right? And every participant can get something from this application. So I think if we have this kind of the attitude to talk with regulators and customer partners in the long term, eventually, actually, I think because crypto is always grow, right? So we have like 5-year, 10-year, 20 years bull markets here. So I think in the end, anyone who invests in the early days will eventually make all the money back. So that's why if you have the decision to stay here forever, I think eventually you won't lose any money on those decisions.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Hannah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.